As I was growing up, I really didn't have much of an influence to hold on to. It's based upon my father and his inadequacies with his drug addiction, and my mother, she was in prison. So I really never really had some type of motivation as a kid. And I have kids. I have a 9-year-old daughter, 13-year-old son. I have a 14-year-old son, a 14-year-old daughter, and I have a 16-year-old son. It's a beautiful blended family. My wife made two beautiful kids, the 9-year-old and the 14-year-old son, and I made the other three. And we came together. We've been together for 8 years, really doing this the right way. Oh, my family means so much to me. I'm very intense when it comes to my family, intentional, regards to the paths that I have insight, at least foresight that they could succeed in with my kids, with their artistic ability or just genuinely being good people. So my position in life as a father is to just hold them to that standard, and I enjoy that while also being silly, very involved with my kids' sports, taking them there, coaching them, and so my family for me just really means a lot. Just trying to continue to get them to see that they can be inspired. And for myself, as I went through as a kid, they've never went through any of those things, so it's really hard for me to see them not succeed. Is based upon the things that I know that I've succeeded from. The typewriter poetry came from an opportunity that I had to present my work in New Orleans, my second book, Fallen Apples. And I seen a gentleman with a typewriter with a very rusted can full of money. And I was asking him what he was doing, and he let me know he was typing poetry on demand. And that same gentleman came to my book reading earlier that day. So it just was very inspiring. And I've purchased typewriters since then, and they just didn't work very well. And through COVID, I just made it a priority to make sure that I knew what I was doing. And no wasn't an option, considering I didn't have much to do. And here we are. And I've traveled a lot of different places on these typewriters, typing poems for people. The emotion after reading a poem from somebody is just amazed. I'm really amazed. I'm just overwhelmed by this sense of grace and being gifted someone's emotion. I get a lot of hugs, get a lot of handshakes, a lot of joy in someone's eyes. And those are all gifts for somebody to touch me that way, or to want to give me a hug, or to look at me with so much love in their eyes. And people are giving me those looks based upon me writing a poem. Based upon that same wavelength of what I've just said, poetry is so much more than the traditional style that it is being taught at. And students have voices, and to express missing a father or the burden of being bogged down by too much homework, missing facial expressions through COVID. I hear the most amazing things expressed through poems, through children, and to give them that opportunity, those feathers on their wings, to understand that this is a way to fly in this world where creativity is going to be decompressed in this technological world that we have. So to teach poetry and to give students an understanding of why it's important holds value, and it makes me want to do that forever. So there's a young man that I've given a typewriter to based upon my love for students and what folks have done for me, just teaching me. And I gave him a typewriter for Christmas. His name is Nehemiah. And I gave him a typewriter because Nehemiah is very special. He's very sensitive, so much joy in his life that he holds on to while things are not joyful. Just really looks at it in a joyful lens. He speaks in such a soft voice. However, when he's sharing in that soothing voice, if you get close enough to him, it's important what he's saying holds value, holds so much more weight than him speaking loudly can give. And that's something that he's making me better at. Poetry is such a big part of my life, but my first love is basketball. I'm really in love with it. I don't know why I love it so much. I enjoy letting kids know how to be good at it. And you can be good more than the level of what you think you can be good at. And that's just something fun for me. The appreciation that these parents give me from coaching their kids really keeps me up at night sometimes. Like my sportsplex camp ends at 8:30. I usually don't get here home until 9:15, and showering and getting my kids together. And sometimes I just sit on my front porch and it's hard for me to end my night just based upon me not walking, being able to walk out the gym, and parents or kids are giving me hugs and just telling me thank you and looking me in the eyes and shaking my hands. And these are little 5-year-old kids, 7-year-old kids to 15-year-old kids. My whole day, the appreciation that I get in the community is very overwhelming.
1, 2, 3. I said, is it even possible? I know it seems logical, but sometimes I think it's an impossible obstacle to actually give thanks. To show how much you really appreciate the fact that God woke you up this day, to simply say thank you honestly doesn't seem like it's enough. The magnitude of my gratitude can't even be compared to the measure of the world's longitude and latitude. If needed, I'd walk the distance from the earth to the moon, which has been charted at 232,088 miles, to express with every breath in my chest that God has given me the reasons to smile. That he has given me the opportunity to be here now, so I stand proud. The simple 2-word sentence of thank and you in conjunction honestly seems so redundant, considering his ability to wake up everyone in the world and he still remembers me. Or giving me the eyes to see and the ability to reach inside of me and bring forth these ways that he gave me. He just keeps giving. While I'm taking and he's giving, and it seems that all he ever wants me to say, all he ever wants us all to say is just thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.